What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 2 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Tyrion Immortal Empire's expanded campaign. So as we saw last time, we captured the very first province of Eataine and destroying the cult of excess that had taken up residence in the Shrine of Asuryan and surrounding territories. Following that, we were able to, by using an ambush on land, bait Count Noctilus into moving towards Lothern and foolishly attempting to besiege it. We sunk the Bloody Reaver and took out his supporting army as well, leaving him with nothing but the Galleon's graveyard to round out the episode. Now, in terms of what we have to do this time and this turn, there are probably a couple of things, including I believe I did leave one blurb for our reading, which is this, the destruction of the Dreadfleet, which does make sense. Before we get to that, though, there are probably... wait, just to double check, we can see Krace, but we cannot see Nakari. Oh, and that's something of a problem. And the reason that that's something of a problem was because I wanted to deteriorate the relationship between Safari and between the Cult of Pleasure. Obviously, we want to save Safari. Usually, when you play Tyrion, you'd probably conquer Safari for yourself because they're nice interior provinces and, you know, very much safe. And you need the additional income and such. However, Abelanar is a legendary lord, and we do want him on our side. And plus, it feels like, you know, in terms of role-playing the Defender of Ulthuan, we probably... Oh, wow. Okay, these two don't like each other. All right. Yeah, so as I was saying, in order to roleplay this, we'll want to maybe fix the relationship between these guys. So instead of Nakari, because we don't see him, let's do some courtly intrigue between Avalorn and Torfanu, and the White Tower, or Safari rather. So, we'll go straight to courtly intrigue. We will go for Safari and Avalorn, and we'll improve relations once, twice, thrice. How's this looking? Minus 11 and plus 34. Is that sufficient? Mostly I just don't want them fighting each other. We could wait a little bit more. We could do one more, maybe. Let's do one more. And plus 4, I did plus 23 times and plus 4, now it's more than enough. Yeah, see, if you had done that at the start, that would have been just great. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna assume that this is sufficient. It did eat up some influence, and hopefully by being friendlier with these guys, you can stay on friendly terms with everybody else around. We don't want these guys degenerating into the situation that we already have here between Illyrian and Tyrannoc fighting each other, and we just need to get Nakari on board by, you know, getting sight of him. In that light, I think what we'll do is a slight change of plans.
Ready for orders.
Maybe we'll move instead to Southern Yvresse and knock out these orcs rather than going for the Dreadfleet immediately. Granted, it will mean most likely that the Dreadfleet will be able to recover their army, but I think they're not a big enough deal for us to be super concerned. So in that light, Arduval, we're going to move you, or at least start moving you back here. Then, what we will do is have, not Yelgrin Convoy, not Alistar, but Kadril here. We're gonna get you, let's say, a couple of archers with heavy arrowheads. I wish they weren't so horrifically expensive to recruit, but there isn't too much we can do about it. Also, how are we for items and such? Yeah, we're... okay, yeah, we basically have none. Alright, and get a couple of these. Then... we will try to move to Caranthal next turn. Diplomacy-wise, I don't believe that there is anything, and in that light, therefore, we have the little bit of reading to do, then we'll end the turn and see about the orcs, before looping back around to these guys, or possibly even ignoring them and then going to Nakari, although I would like to knock them out for good. We'll see. We'll see how quickly they recover their army, and if in very few turns we meet them again here, then we'll obviously sail back down there. And the other reason I figured we want to attack the orcs is because we just wasted a bunch of influence on this nonsense, and therefore we have to counteract it by taking the influence from something on Ulthuan, which is double the influence gain. So yeah. Anyway, I believe what I wanted to do next was... yes, to read. Airvanarian, Destruction of the Dreadfleet. Keep your head down, you fool of a prince. By Mathland, take cover. Tyrion was about to fire back an equally cutting reply when the boom of cannon fire drove him to instinctively duck. As it turned out, Sea Lord Aislin's warning held water. Dozens of cannonballs whizzed through the air, several finding their targets. Despite the casualties, it was evidently clear to even Tyrion, the self-professed landlubber, that victory was on the horizon. The Dreadfleet may have boasted superior firepower, but Aislin's gamble had paid off. The undead cannons were deadly, no doubt, but at close range, the strength of elven arms prevailed. Closing the distance, eagle ships mercilessly raked the decks of enemy galleons with missile fire. Once the undead crews were thrown into disarray, Seaguard boarded the stricken vessels and cut down the pale vampires and their zombified thralls. Of the 24 Dreadfleet ships that had participated in the battle, more than half were either captured or destroyed. "Archers to the top," barked Aislinn. "Bolt throwers, ready another." His orders were cut short as a sudden jolt threw all onto the deck. An enemy vessel had rammed bow first into Aislin's dragon ship. Dazed, Tyrion was surprised to find that it was none other than the Bloody Reaver, flagship of Count Noctilus himself. The warship had seen better days, with its hull breached and its mainmast shot away. What was more concerning, however, was the pillar of smoke engulfing its poop deck. As grappling hooks were hurled onto the deck of the dragon ship, Tyrion began to realize the intentions of the enemy. "Cut those accursed lines! If she detonates, we go with her," Aislind roared. Wasting no time, Tyrion leapt into action, quite literally throwing himself onto the deck of the Bloody Reaver. Sunfang gleamed as he hacked through the undead crew, fighting off scores as he rushed to cut away the ropes, keeping the two ships together. He was on the verge of cutting another when a loud bang rang out. The dragon armor held firm, but getting blasted at close range by a blunderbuss was hardly a pleasant experience. Noctilus tossed away the spent firearm before hurling himself at the Asur prince, attacking him with both fang and blade. "Far from home, aren't you, prince?" he hissed as he held his cutlass to Tyrion's throat. "Good. Your corpse will feed the sharks." A well-aimed bolt struck the vampire admiral in the side, its momentum hurling him off Tyrion and pinning him to the deck. Now free, Tyrion got to his feet, casting a grateful look at Aislind. "Hurry," the Sea Lord yelled. "We must depart." As Tyrion and Aislind hastily sailed away from the burning Bloody Reaver, Noctilus howled with outrage. His curses of damnation would only end once his ship was torn asunder by the ensuing explosion. Even with the flames reaching high into the sky, Tyrion couldn't be sure of Count Noctilus's fate. The von Karsteins had an irksome tendency to shirk death. Alrighty, well, we'll leave them to their death shirking for now. Maybe Niklas will come back. Admittedly, if we could get his defeat rate on Caedril as well, we got it on Alistar and we got it on Tyrion last episode, thanks to the Dead Rise. And if we can double up on it again, that would be just lovely. Especially since Caedril's Lothern, Seaguard, and Archers and Illyrian Reavers will not have all that much in the way of armor-piercing range damage until we get them a little bit of support of some kind. We shall see. Also, I guess the turn is ending once more, and we could give one of these a read, but then again, we're already halfway through the turn end, I don't think, unless there's a short blurb that we'll have time for it. Oh, Port Illustor is pretty short, but not short enough nonetheless. I'm also thinking maybe we let Vol's Anvil go. As in, either these guys, they just keep the ruin here and we don't have to colonize it, do we? It's kind of just gonna sit there and there we go, faction captured. Seducers of Slaanesh. Okay, wait, so what I want to do here is then... Oh man, we just wasted all the influence on... Ugh, okay. Alright, hopefully this doesn't screw us. I want to break the relationship between Safri and the Seducers of Slaanesh, and they are still fairly friendly with each other and have trade agreement and non-aggression pact. Decrease relations, -40. One more time, -30. Going down to -114 and -115. That should be more than sufficient for these guys to break their relationship with each other, or break their agreements, and maybe even go to war, which would be ideal. Actually, speaking of war, you are fighting nobody. Would you want to maybe join war against the Dreadfleet? -3.5, no dice, eh? Fair enough. Not surprising. Alright, then, Tyrion. We are going to move you not directly to Caranthel, because by the looks of it, you can... Okay, wait, what's the best way to do this? Alright, Caranthel, or rather the Skullcrag Greenskins, we are going to talk to you. We're going to talk to Yvresse. We're going to join your war against
The
Skullcrag.
defense of Yvresse
Or-
is all that matters.
Trade agreement, non-aggression pact, and military access. And a teensy bit of cash, like so. Any detriment to this? I don't think so.
It is.
Yep. Alrighty, then we will want to briefly check diplomacy. Safri wants a non-aggression pact. We will maybe wait on that a teensy bit. I don't know if we could peace out with the Dread Fleet, but at 743, it's probably not really worth it. Then, before we move, we want to upgrade the Elven Artisan and... next turn, we need 1.6k for the Shrine of Asuryan, and then we need 2,000 exactly for the upgrading of Angariel. Meaning we don't have enough money, meaning we should upgrade no other thing further. Alright then. Oh, don't tell me you're just out of range. No. Okay, oh, Alistar, you saved me, buddy. Alright, that worked out. Even though he didn't have Root Marcher. Alright, you are gonna hit Caranthel. Then we're gonna use a drill to reinforce you in a second. Like so. And the game probably won't let us auto-resolve this. Might have to just max speed through it and just reduce casualties. Because we're going to have to keep moving here. And I just don't trust it. Although if it's low casualties, maybe. Anyway, Arduval. I will bet that, since Kadril is already Ardent, which is kind of, you know, in keeping with the whole frugal situation, we'll actually put you into Kadril's army immediately. Or is it Kadril? No idea.
At your service.
Then we will move Tyrion and Tyrion Force, like so. Yes.
Alariel guides me. Never.
And then, that's a question. I wonder how far you'll still be able to move after this. Anyway, we'll do that, then we will... Oh, you're actually not quite close enough. Alright, fine, fair enough. Kadril got in the way a little bit. Alright, like so, then we will have Alistar attack. We can... see, if we auto-resolve it, what's going to happen is the Phoenix is going to get damaged, and I don't like that. Alright, let's manually fight this. I'm just gonna max speed through it. It's a little bit silly, but it is quite necessary, I think. Otherwise, when we come upon Elisalia itself, we're going to run into the situation or the issue of our Phoenix being with no HP. And the poor thing already spent last episode getting damaged in every single engagement. Alright, and start deployment, start battle, max speed it. Are they going to start moving towards us? They're not, they're going to, oh wait, good. We just run Tyrion at them and then the Phoenix and then it'll be quick. Also, did Tyrion level up? Does he have Malhandir? I really would like to get the horsey there to move a little bit faster. I still always find myself wishing that there was like a double fast forward or a triple or times more. More fast, more forward. A lesser known entry in the Fast and the Furious franchise. More fast, more forward. And oh, just amusing myself here. Alright, you guys go here, and Phoenix is coming, and all the heroes, there we go, and come on. Get you there. Alright, Mage, you don't have a mount, do you? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I would like you to cast. I actually don't remember if these guys have any archers. I saw something that looked like they were going to attack us. Alright, you guys move teensy bit forward like so. And where's that mage? Just need you close enough to... Okay, you know what? Go identify what's going on over there. There's a pile of archers, or error boys, and then you guys charge that, and Phoenix, don't get hit, don't get hit. Yeah, this is why I wanted to see whether there were archers there. And should our own archers not be firing? There they go. Alright, then Silver Helms in. Silly. Absolutely silly. But Gotta do what you gotta do. There you go. Silverhelm's charge. Try not to get killed by our own units. Phoenix, just fly overhead and drop your projectiles on the enemy quickly as you can. Like so. Alright, and all of you guys go after the enemy lord. You go after the enemy lord as well. You guys get back. Oh, the archer's gonna kill you. Alright, archers, all of you. Go after this. Alright, Tyrion. You don't need your heal. Well, actually, activate your heal. Activate your buff. You guys, stay away. Somebody kill this little air boy unit or goblin, night goblin unit. There we go. And turn off your auto fire because I'm concerned that you're going to damage our units more than you're going to damage the enemy. There we go. All right. That preserves the HP of the Phoenix. Not going to bother chasing or anything like that. And it also preserves Tyrion's movement range, which is also kind of important here. There may even be the possibility of hitting both Elisali and the next settlement at the same time, in the same way that we just did this, by having Alistar move there. And we'll just see what kind of range Tyrion has after moving past the settlement. And I suppose if the enemy is in range enough to attack Alistar while he's in the settlement. Which is also a distinct possibility, but we'll see in a sec. Alright, looks good to me. The damage and stuff doesn't matter. We're going to occupy the place, get, yes, some of our influence back. And then Tyrion, yes, okay, so what I would like you to do is go right here in Caranthel, in our own territory, and see if we can't hit both Shrine of Loek and Elisali at the same time. You can, in the meantime, go right here. Actually, need to make sure that one of you is close enough to actually reach Shrine of Loek. Go into Lilith's Blessing, you can go into Lilith's Blessing as well. Like so. Tyrion, do we need more levelage? It's a word. Alright, replenish troops. No, you're good. Let's get Roiling Skies. Not actually useful against greenskins, but get it nonetheless. You don't need anything here. We do want Merchant Lord on pretty much everybody that isn't a Legendary Lord, but I fear that you will not be able to... Could really use that recruitment cost reduction. I fear that you will not be able to apply those points because you're 2-point hungry, buddy. Alright, I believe that's it, unless we gained vision of another faction that would be willing to diplomatize.
Prince of Ulthuan.
No dice by the looks of it. Alright, fair enough. Our caravans moving, our convoys moving. Gorma, admittedly, I wasn't expecting a full stack to be this close. I saw the town and then I didn't even... What's the likelihood that these guys move past Tyrion? Well, actually, he might be well enough positioned to be blocking them off. You can't get past Tyrion to go after these guys, which means you can't besiege the settlement, which means either they attack Tyrion himself or they don't do anything. Yes. Alright, that looks good to me. Then, I do believe we're good to end the turn. We did the reading for this particular turn as well. There's nothing to build, or at the very least, there's nothing that we want to spend money on at the current time, unassigned skill points. Stay and rebuild Lost Splendor for now, but the next turn switch out, I think. Alright, building upgrade available. No. End the turn. Hopefully I didn't miscalculate here. It would be a shame to lose both of these right now, but, well, sometimes you gotta risky to get the biscuit. Ooh, did Yvress just change hands? Or Tori Yvress? That's still allied, right? Can't tell. I'm very concerned about Nakari right now. And obviously, we want to preserve Race in the same way that we're trying to preserve Safari here. And ideally everyone, if we could get Tyrion. I mean, Kaldor's gone already, although Imric's out there. The Knights of Kaldor. Defensive alliance with Lyrian, no. Or at the very least, wait until you offer us more money. And then we'll see, buddy. Alright, it looks like no attacks from the orcs unless they're very far down the line here, or down this list. Oh, really? Really? You're just going to directly attack Tyrion. I guess it makes sense because they have so many pump wagons and they're super overpowered, but at the same time, I don't think you're going to have a very good time here, Mr. Gormog. Well, let's get to it.
battle is finally upon us. Let us take the might of Ulthuan to the enemy.
Alrighty, here we go. Since we've sunk the Bloody Reaver, we now turn our attention to the Skull Crag Orcs. Who are the Skull Crag Orcs? I have no idea. I would assume that they're either the remnants or the precursors of Wagram, considering their presence on Ulthuan. So, yeah, and the timeline's obviously wonky about Grom and his wand, the whole game and all that. So that's just my assumption here. They're gonna die all the same, I'd wager. And also, this game really puts Ulthuan so dang close to Bretonnia, and it feels very, very strange. Bretonnia and the old world in general. Ulthuan is not that close by any means, and it would take a heck of a boat trip to get over there. But anyway, and the battle begins with the enemy fast movers, or at the very least the squig herd elements moving towards us, while the Phoenix drops its wake of fire on bunch of enemy units, orc boys, but focusing goblins because their tight formations, or at least their numerousness, it means that we get a ton of value out of them. Over all the way on the left flank, we catch out a few, I believe 3 units of pump wagons with our silver helms. And they should be able to lock them down and at the very least destroy a decent portion of them before they back off. Otherwise, the armies have clashed. Tyrion engages, and whoever the lord is, Gormog in single combat, while the orcs face off against the piles of ships companies. I'm actually going to be very interested to see what SFO has done for the Sea Helms. Because I was kind of disappointed with Sea Helms when Aislan got released on vanilla. I don't know, they felt like they didn't serve too much purpose. Anyway, Tyrion has a mount now, so at the very least he can reposition himself extremely quickly, and by the looks of it, he should be taking that war boss without too much trouble. Over on the right flank, the same thing is happening as on the left. We're using our single entities like the Flamespire Phoenix, our cavalry over on the left, and the Keepers of the Flame to make sure that those pump wagons can't move in and annoy our range lines, and making sure that we engage the pump wagons wheresoever possible within the confines of the trees, such that they are debuffed by them. I believe the Flappas will have Strider, but these are the regular pump wagons and they're large units, and they're not going to have a great time here amongst the trees. Frankly, neither are the orcs, and especially where the Phoenix Guard hold. Alrighty, otherwise bounce power has shifted to about 95% in our favor. The Orc War Boss is defeated by Tyrion and begins to rout, and as soon as he does, his Wa gives up and shatters as well. There we go. Nice little fight. The critical component being making sure that none of the pump wagons reached our archers, and as we can see, barely any damage on our archers whatsoever, with the sole exception of this Lothern Seaguard unit, which was forced into melee for a little bit, but also did plenty of damage, so it worked out pretty nicely for us. Not so nicely for Mr. I forgot his name already, but he'll be dead in one more blow, and it'll hardly matter. Alright, Tyrion, execution time. Don't do it behind the tree. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty, there we go. A nice fight against all those fast movers, and by focusing them pretty hard, we were able to destroy most of the Snotling pump wagons, which was kind of the primary goal for us there. Tyrion defeated Mr. Gormog in a nice little duel and managed to get solid 11k damage, and just whacking away at him and whatever other units came close, but nobody's coming close to this Flamespire Phoenix at 546 kills and 52k damage. Giant piles of unarmored gobos are really quite susceptible to the wake of fire, and, well, they got ripped to shreds. 12k damage on one of the High Elven archers, though, pretty solid. The 11k damage on the Keepers of the Flame, who, with their cavalry bane, were able to keep back most of the, well, maybe not most, but a decent amount of enemies over on the right flank, and solid work, I'm sure, out of our Illyrian Reavers. 69 kills, nice. Once again, the Slaaneshi influences, but at the same time, with high damage delta's gold value, or at least decently high, because they were focusing more on the pump wagons than on gobos. Anyway, much as I'd love to heal to full, we can't say no to 1600 money, as well as the influence that this will provide, so we'll ransom those captives.
Let them go.
The remnant of Gormog's army to retreat, most likely. And then we'll see what's going to happen here. Arcane item gained, Scroll of Shielding, good. Alright, now the first thing, enemy killed in battle. Yeah, hello, what do we have here? Fight the battle. I don't actually see a battle, I just see a plus 100 cargo. I mean, free cargo's free cargo. This is a pirate's cove that appears abandoned. However, the captain of the convoy is confident that it is a false impression. In fact, the owners of the nearby treasures have been caught in the ambush and are waiting for the moment to attack the defenseless command. Interesting, go into a trap. Oh, it's an oh no. Oh no. I did not realize that that's what it meant, that it would be an ambush. Huh. Alright, convoy. I wish you luck. The Phoenix and the Phoenix Guard will maybe survive, and not so sure about the High Elven archers, and it also depends on how long the enemy will be able to fire upon all these units, so the Phoenix might very well melt away. Good luck, sir.
Asuryan watches us from the heavens and sees our brilliant ranks of peerless warriors to victory!
Yeah, if Asuryan's watching us from the heavens, maybe he could have warned us about the ambush, yeah. Instead of whatever's about to happen here. I am excited and terrified, depending on what kind of army we have to see here. Ah, gotta love those banners. Too bad you can't hide the UI. There we go, that's a little better. Excited to see what we are going to be running into. So, what do we have here? Oh, wow. Okay. We have two separate forces, each roughly the size of ours, attacking us from both sides. Each one seems to have a bloated corpse and lots of range units, which is not great, but probably better than if it was just a giant pile of melee units. And the more that we can engage, though, the better. Now, can we survive this? Well, we've no choice in the matter because this is not an ambush that we can escape. There's no escape button thing here, so all we can do is try and survive. We're going to start by moving towards this army just because it's a teensy bit closer, and the way to deal with these is usually to rush one side and try to do your best to kill it off before the other side can do too much damage. The bloated corpse will be our first target here, with all of our archers and Sea Guard targeting it at the same time. And by the looks of it, deleting it should not have exploded. Weird. Huh, okay, well, whatever. Bloated corpse is gone. Now there is a melee unit heading towards us, and we're going to send our Sea Helm to distract them as best that they can, just to make sure that they don't move towards the archer line. It's Trident versus Polearm, and he's going to have to hold for quite the while. Our Phoenix, in the meantime, will do its best to annoy the enemy gunnery units, while our unit of Phoenix Guard moved to surround the enemy lord, but unfortunately the enemy bloated corpse gets to us before we can do anything. Was hoping to close the distance with it with the Phoenix, but unfortunately it explodes, taking about half of the HP off those Phoenix Guard. Even with half HP, however, Phoenix Guard unit is not to be taken lightly, and being surrounded, the enemy lord is probably going to be out of the picture sooner rather than later. Otherwise, while our High Elven archers are still firing into the zombies, admittedly with the 25% 20 actually, missile resistance on them is going to take a while, our Lothern Sea Guard have actually been pushed into melee rather than firing at range. The reason being that the zombie pirate gunnery mobs have terrible melee defense stats, and the Lothern Sea Guard's stats are alright, so they can take out those little gunnery units in melee. faster than they can by shooting them, and at least this way the enemy doesn't get to shoot as much as well. We're going to rear charge them with the Flamespire Phoenix, and with both of these units tied up, we're looking pretty okay, but the second enemy army has arrived, and a little bit of a crossfire sees one of our High Elven archer units well, not destroyed, but at least routed, while we have destroyed the first of the enemy gunnery mobs. And we are now switching to fire upon the second. It looks like another High Elven archer unit is taking a bit of damage to the back now, so we're going to move it further uphill towards the enemy, but away, hopefully, from the other zombie-powered gunnery mob from every side. Being sandwiched between the enemy ranks here ain't so great for us, but damn it if it isn't a great fight. And definitely at this point still unsure whether we can pull it off. The balance of power, however, does switch in our favor. The Lothern Sea Guard have been doing a great job at pinning the enemy and fighting them in melee. Two hybrid units facing off against each other, but we have the better hybrid for obvious reasons. The Phoenix Guard are taking a little bit of a while, but the enemy Lord is in pretty bad shape now, down to 30%. I do wish that we could have peeled away the Phoenix Guard to tie up the zombie pirate gunnery mob, but with the Lord beginning to melt, soon the enemy army will not stand a chance and will begin melting away. Plus, fortunately for us, these guys, the basic zombie pirate gunnery mobs don't have a lot of armor-piercing damage upon them. The Phoenix Guard's banner still flies, and they bring down the vampire fleet captain, and with it, or fleet admiral, and with it, the zombie host begins to melt away. The Lothern Sea Guard victorious, the routed High Elven archers having returned and once more adding their arrows to the fray. The Sea Helm also having held back the sea unit of deckhand mobs with polearms for the entire battle, and getting a solid 41 kills out of it. But now backing away to take no further damage as we pincushion the last of the remaining zombies on this side, and the Phoenix help us out with the Phoenix Guard in destroying the last of the zombie pirate gunnery mob. And there we go. We pull it off, but just barely so. Tremendous damage. The Phoenix Guard absolutely heroes here, holding off effectively this, or at least very least most of this army, while we dealt with this one. And of course a little bit of help from the Phoenix's Wake of Fire, who also managed to take a lot of damage. I also appreciate that our Sea Helm made a speech about Asuryan going into this fight, considering that it was the Phoenix Guard and the Phoenix that effectively won a lot of it for us. Pyrrhic victory, but damn well a good fight. Oh man, from a tactical perspective, that was perhaps not the brightest idea. Again, I didn't know that we'd actually have to fight. I know it said fight, but it didn't show an army, and it certainly didn't say that there would be an ambush, and it certainly didn't imply that the enemy would have nearly twice the number of units that we would. But from a fun perspective, either way, that was absolutely magnificent. I enjoyed the heck out of that. And frankly, even with 10% heal, this army will no longer be viable for another fight, so I guess we're just gonna have to ransom the captives, and, well, if they get killed by something else, they get killed by something else. Everybody did well, hovering between 10,000 and 15,000 or so in damage. The Phoenix Guard brought down the enemy Lord, and our Phoenix, with 42k damage once again, did fantastically well. The biggest gap there was that, again, two bloated corpses, and one of them was actually able to reach the Phoenix Guard and thus did quite a bit of damage to them. So, yeah, either way, ransom captives. And a great fight. How many more turns does that little convoy have to travel is my question. Bardathilmar Steed and for Vanilla and some guy. Creation Scout for the convoy. Might actually be a good thing. And Isle of Ulthuan, Shrine of Asuryan. Okay, we're going to give this a read in a moment. I would just like to see convoys. 3 more turns? Oh, wow. I don't know if you're going to survive there. If the Dark Elves could very well declare war and kill this convoy once they reach Arnheim. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Either way, This thing keeps fooling me. I keep thinking that the obelisk is an island, but it isn't every time, damn you. Anyway, Shrine of Asuryan. The Shrine of Asuryan, an annual destination of the Phoenix King. I'm pretty sure we read that when we captured the Shrine of Asuryan, so we don't need to read this again. This is the thing about the Slan being... okay. We've already read that last episode, so we don't need to read it again. Anyway, are you in rage? You are indeed in rage. Though I suppose perhaps we should maybe have Alistar move towards the Shrine of Loek, since you have potential other units to support. I don't know if this is going to work, though. How much movement range would it take? Well, maybe. We'll see. You can't get any more movement range, can you? I don't think so. Alas, you cannot. No, you can get evasion, though. Alright. Let's do that. Alright, so Alistar, I'm going to send you to the Shrine of Loek, sir. In Noble Prestige stance. You are still able to reach it. Good.
Highborn.
Like so. Hey! Just give it a minute. Then...
Lady of Ulthuan.
Kadrill,
For the Phoenix
you
King.
are gonna go here. Ooh, I think you're gonna have to march stance or else you won't be able to reinforce at Elisele. Let's get you right there. You might still not be able to reinforce at Elisele, but we'll see. Well, LSC, anyway, like so. And then Tyrion, you need to do the same thing. Oh! Oh, this is the remnants of the army that was there previously. That's something of a problem, isn't it? Well, either way, I think these guys would still be able to defeat it. Oh, and it's gonna cheat and pick up that Sea Corpse, I'm willing to bet. Because the AI is a cheater. Although... Can we get a vision of you? No, I was hoping for a defensive alliance right now, but alas, no dice. Okay, wait, give me a minute. You, how's that relationship looking? Still? Really? Really? You're not going to cancel a non-aggression and the trade agreement? Really? If this was the player and we reached plus 20, the AI would have been like, oh, no more trading with you. But anyway. Game. Okay, either way, we are going to... get the Sacred Flame of Asuryan. We could actually build it in one turn if we pop off the Invocation of Asuryan now. It would give us the additional control and the additional influence per turn. I have been wanting that. It would delay the Invocation of Vol, but perhaps it's worth it. Let's do it. I want the additional influence. Like so. And just to fix the whole, all the problems. Then we'll pop the Sacred Flame of Asuryan in, and we'll pop the Haven in, and those will only take one turn, and that actually worked out fairly well money-wise. We can't upgrade the homesteads, but, well... I guess we'll just have to upgrade them next time. Then... Diplomacy. We have Sapphire Non-Aggression Pact, and Illyrian Defensive Alliance, and the Dreadfleet wants peace. Okay, so actually speaking of the Dreadfleet, you...
I speak for the Phoenix
Join
King,
war against
and I bid you
Dreadfleet.
welcome.
0. Perfection. Alright. What's the likelihood we could get you to kill him for us? Mr. the Wise. See how wise you are. I would also like to see break non-aggression pact with Seductive Sanash. Minus 18. You hate each other now. What is Court the Intrigue for? Anyway, non-aggression and... we can't do the military access, but that's okay. Join war against Dreadfeet and do the non-aggression. Yeah, alright. We'll take your 223 money then. Alright, let's see if he starts sailing over and fighting the Dreadfleet then.
Get out of my sight.
And wait, actually, wait. Would have been funny if we could have then pieced out with them.
Guardian of the Phoenix Crown.
Alright, well, there's nothing else we can do there. Let's see about this whole situation. Tyrion, go close enough to reinforce, like... so, I hope. And looks like we can't... 1% still reach Elisele. Are you reinforcing? You are reinforcing. We will have to manually fight this again because the game will not... Yeah, there's enough garbage units there that the game will force us to fight the auto-resolve. And we'll have to decide whether we go after Turg. We could very well besiege Elisele. Leave this guy here. I'm willing to bet that these two could probably handle him. 3 heroes, and one of them's a caster.
Phoenix
Wait, no, one of them's not a caster, but still 3 heroes. Ain't too bad. You can replenish troops as well. A couple of archers. But it would be safer to just knock them out. The only possible issue could be is I see military presence here, so Ulthuan could grab a Lassalle before we do. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. This is South of Rest, so we could, in theory, just return it to him if we really wanted to. But at the end of the day, it would be better if we held on to it for now, and perhaps even more importantly in the early game, get the additional influence. So there is that. Actually, no. This is a different one. I just saw the thing about the Slan, but last time we read about the Slan becoming docile, and I remember my comment was about Mazda Mundi not being so docile. I guess it just sort of starts the same way. Alright, we'll give this a read then. The Shrine of Asuryan, an annual destination of the Phoenix King, is located on the Island of Flame, due north of Lothern, and is considered both the holiest place on Ulthuan and the safest, really. there was a pile of Slaaneshi there. It is also here that those born of Anarian's line are tested for the curse that plagues his descendants. The temple itself is not of elven design. According to Teclis, the ziggurat echoes the patterns of ancient cities of the Slan. Some think it was they who first contacted Asuryan and taught his worship to the elves. Traveling along high, fire-lit corridors of red marble and gold carvings of many aspects of the creator god, one will eventually reach a huge chamber at the peak of the pyramid. Its walls are golden and lit by 1,000 torches, and it is one of the most sacred sites in all of Ulthuan. This is the Chamber of Days, a living record of all the Phoenix Kings who had ever lived and ever would. The walls tell the story of Ulthuan as it was known, and the story of Ulthuan that is yet to be written. Yeah. It looks pretty neat. Alrighty. Let us do this. We're going to manually fight this real quick. Because we have to. I'd love to auto-resolve it. I just don't trust it here. It's already bitten us last episode, and I think I'd rather play it safe right now while we're in a sort of a critical position. Granted, we do have the ability to replenish more troops now, but nonetheless. Alright, come on now. Hopefully we get some item drops. We have 3 heroes reinforcing each other after all, and back off. Oh, this would have been a great map to fight a big battle on. Look at that. There's so much clear terrain on this beach. Obligatory beach episode. Alright, start battle. Alright, you will back off now. And take a look at this map. Yeah, we got an elven obelisk in the distance of some kind, and we got some more stuff out here. Looks like we can't go further than that, but that's alright. I do like seeing the tours in the background. Anyway, looks like the enemy is not heading towards us, which is good, because it's allowing everybody else to get on field. There we go. Phoenix, get ready to move. Giant pile of infantry. I don't really care how you set up, just make sure that you block the jerks off. Jerks off. I should not have said it like that. YouTube, please don't hurt me. No thought in this brain. Anyway, let's speed it back up like so. Turn off skirmish mode and identify where those orcs are. They're in the shadow somewhere here. And there they are. Alright. Just quickly. Phoenix, keep an eye on them. Huh. Oh, they can't see the rest of our army, so they're shadowing only the Phoenix. There are orc error boys here, or possibly Gab error boys. Huh, actually, I wonder, can we do this and dodge their fire? We can. And we gotta wait for the other units to get here. Might as well annoy them a little bit. This might actually push them to move towards us, which would not be that bad of a thing. I know this is dumb, but this isn't a real battle anyway. I would have auto-resolved it if the auto-resolve could be trusted, but it cannot. Alright, and now you can back off, and how's the rest? Oh, we have to wait for the rest of the army to get there anyway, so that was was worthy of our time. Alright, heroes. Gonna have you move forward. Phoenix, you can now back off because you'll get hurt. And everybody that isn't a hero, or a Phoenix, you moving forward. I'm actually shocked that the AI didn't start moving towards us based off of that. Alright, speed up to max now, and forward you go. Let's go and kill that Black Orc big boss. Okay, not you, mage. Mage, though, actually, you can do this. Tyrion, go kill the mage, or the Black Orc big boss, like so, and then I'm just gonna, you know what? You guys group 5 and attack. Alright, mage back off, good. Good, Tyrion, you can activate your potion of toughness and your rage. Everybody else can attack, there we go. Let's also pop this thing. Curse of the Midnight Wind, and you can make sure to chase enemy units so that they don't return. Alright, and I did send a noble in here, so let's buff the noble up because he's going to take more damage to the Black Orc big boss. Oh, and of course the range units are still trying to focus down. Did I not tell you? Oh. What the heck are the range units? Oh, useless. I thought that they would have been attacking at this point. There you go. Was that so hard? Yeah, alright, you guys stop those boar boys in their tracks. Hopefully don't lose too many of your number. In fact, turn off this, and then you guys attack this unit of boar boys. Chase them off, good. And speed back up. And come on. Okay, melee units. Range units. Stop firing now. Stop firing. Galview. Stop firing. Okay. I just fear they're going to do more damage to us than the enemy is. Alright, speed it back up there. Good, alright. Like so. Completely necessary, rest assured. Do we need to chase them? We do not, but I'm doing it anyway for the potential little extra bit of gold or influence or whatever. Anyway, end turn. We're going to end turn, end battle. Now, this should allow us to knock out this little orky faction. Grognok Throat Cruncher. What was the other orc's name? Oh, the other one was an orc, and this one's a gobbo. Wonder how many throats this little fella has crunched. Alrighty, either way, we are safe now to occupy the settlement. Oh, which might actually give us further trade possibility. Let's occupy the place, like so. Then, enemy killed in battle, a food taster, enemy hero success chance for both of you. Ranked up in a province with low control. Fair enough, thanks. Just out of curiosity, did this increase? No. I wanted more trade agreements. Elves like that sort of thing. Now, Tyrion, you cannot reach Turg. And even if you could, what would happen is that Sloppy Crookshank would move towards us. So what we're going to do is this.
How can I assist you?
Alright. We are going to put Tyrion to besiege Elisele, like so. We are going to leave Kedril here. You are going to construct the siege towers, like so. You, Kedril, are going to go into Lilith's Blessing. Or Noble Prestige, Casual to Punishment. It's just for the Lords, not helpful. Right, go into Lilith's Blessing or whatever. Actually, you know what? You. Yeah, this is fine. Now we need to make 100 gold somehow. Probably via diplomacy. Is there any war we could join? This is not our problem right now. It will eventually be very much our problem, but right now it is not. This is fine. We could, in theory, join the war against the Scourge of Khaine. Though with Valerial, they're a little bit far from us.
I am in a black mood.
But I'm willing to bet that they'd be willing. I really also would like to see what's going on out here. Any sort of inconsequential ones? Join war against Heshwatla, Bleak Holds, and New World Colonies. Now these guys are too far. In fact, we didn't identify any Bretonnians or anybody that would be willing to get some kind of agreement with us. I'd really like to just go for the defensive alliance with Illyrian, but as long as they're at war with Tyrannoch, we'll later on try to use our influence to fix the situation between them as well, though by then I'm willing to bet the border war will be horrific between the two. Actually, wait. Now you still have 2 territories. I was wondering whether you were basically dead at this point. -62. Minus 55, yeah, so that's going to cost a fair bit of our influence. Actually, speaking of our influence, Patrons of the Realms, I wanted to bump you up, sir. I like so. I believe at tier 3, the position is immune to threats from other lords. Maybe we should just go all the way up to tier 3. It's, I mean, it uses up a lot of our influence, but at least this way we won't have to worry about being kicked out and dealing with all that nonsense. Just do it. Alright. And we'll leave Tyrion there, I guess. He will have some Phoenix Guard, probably not a crazy amount, but he will definitely have some. And a couple of Phoenixes, most likely. Plus, it makes sense for him to be here. Oh, it says... it's an Eataine patronage, and it says Tyrion, but I read it as Tyrant, and I was like, huh. It's starting a little early on that, ain't you? Anyway. I do believe we are good to end the turn. You are still not ranked 10, buddy. Oh, we are not good to rank to end the turn. I wanted that 10... I want to cancel any of these guys. I wanted a little bit of gold just to guarantee that if these guys attack that we had enough to deal with them. But alas, you can pick up Axe Lord. Actually, let's see. You can pick up Replenished Troops and Weapon Master. You can pick up Inspiring Presence. Thinking Arrow is probably not the most useful to you right now. And... do we just do the defensive alliance with them? These guys will get upsetty.
What requests would you make of the Phoenix?
It will give us vision of what's going on out here, though. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Also, who are you fighting, Beastman? You are at war with just Tyrannoc. Alright.
Welcome.
You know what?
Time is precious, so please make
I hope I will not regret this. We'll just use our influence to try to fix the situation later on. Alrighty. Yeah, maybe stop helping the Beastmen and kill the Beastmen instead of each other. Bunch of idiots. Anyway, this will allow us to get the company of the Calendarian. Like so. Company of the Calendarian. The ship's company of the Calendarian hold a place of rare honor within Ulthuan's naval host. They are not mere marines, but a hand-picked cadre sworn to the defense of Aislin's flagship itself. Clad in the cerulean blue scale armor that catches the sun like shattered surf, and bareheaded to better read the winds and sea spray, they stand out sharply even among the elite warriors of Lothern. Their signature weapons, massive two-handed boarding axes, are not traditional Seaguard arms, but a deliberate homage. During Aislin's doomed duel with Lokir Felhart aboard the original Calendarian, the Sea Lord was disarmed and forced to snatch up a fallen White Lion's axe to continue the fight. But the ship was lost and her company slain to an elf. The tale of Aislinn fighting on with that borrowed blade became part of naval legend. The new company bears such axes as a reminder. Steadfastness is not measured by the weapon in one's hand, but by the resolve behind it. The first Calendarian sank in the Battle of the Bleak Shoals, dragged down in the storm of blood and fire unleashed by Lokir's reavers. Aislinn alone survived. For a decade, the ship's name was left to rest with the dead, spoken only in mourning rites. Yet the High Elf Navy does not wholly surrender what the sea claims. The forests of Anara Draconis, home of the sacred starwood used in dragon ships, were burned in the sundering, and no living starwood remains, except Athaloran. But the ocean still yields fragments of that ancient timber, wave-worn beams, sunken keels, and root masses preserved in the cold abyss. With these salvaged relics, the shipwrights of Lothern painstakingly restored the Calendarian, rebuilding her not as a new vessel, but as a resurrection of the old. The reborn company was formed entirely of volunteers, warriors who sought to carry a legacy rather than claim glory. When the Calendarian sails, they march its decks with quiet resolve, knowing their oaths are sworn not only to Aislinn, but to the memory of those who died before them. It was actually a nice blurb. Anyway, I believe we're good to end the turn, so skip, and the turn. Let's see what Turg does. He could move to reinforce at Eliseli, especially with these guys not here to help out. But I think we'll be fine. Huh, I wonder if these guys will have... Where are you going? He could be going for Turg as well. I'm also interested in seeing whether anything happens to that convoy again. It won't survive another fight. But man, what a good fight, though. I really was not expecting an ambush this early on, either. this used to be purple? I still see a settlement there, though. And not an allied settlement. Sometimes it doesn't quite do the color schemes correctly. Anyway, we're coming up on Mr. Turg, who... What the heck? Where'd he go? Damn it. Alright, well, I have no idea where he is now. Is he just sailing away? Actually, speaking of sailing away, I wonder if Safari is gonna go down south to these guys. Alright, we'll deal with this in a bit. There's another one? Where were you? Weird. Anyway, we'll give this a read in a bit. You have not only taken Torsar War, you've declared war on Avalorn. Oh, that's not good. Huh. But you are no longer very friendly with these guys. Damn it. Okay, well that's not great. And did you break their main stack? That's going to help the Scourge of Khaine quite a bit. And you did this even though... Huh, well, I wasn't expecting that, but I should have been because these guys do have a tendency to fight each other. Alright, well, I guess we're going to use up a little bit more influence then. Court Intrigue, Safari, Avalorn, Prove Relations 20, plus 20.
I acquiesce.
Going up to +7, plus 66. They really, really like them. Even before this, they really liked them and they declared war anyway. Unless these guys declared war on them. Huh.
I bid you
don't know.
welcome, traveler.
Oh well, we'll just have to see what happens.
Prince.
If we have to destroy them, we'll have to. I mean, we can't let them destroy... we can't let them destroy Avalorn. Tyrion especially would not be super happy about that happening. Sea Corpse. I would have loved to pick this up, but we gotta go to Elisele, and thusly,
If you will it.
we are going to have a
Asuryan
siege.
How can I assist you?
Do you have any... Ah, you can transfer to Tyrion. Tyrion, switch to Noble Prestige for this. Like so. And you can reinforce. Do you want to go into Noble Prestige as well for the additional XP? Alright. I believe we're good to attack. And I think we'll fight this as well. It's a relatively minor fight, but the walls and the siege towers, or the enemy towers, or the wall towers are not to be underestimated in SFO Go.
Battle is finally upon us. Let us take the might of Ulthuan to the enemy.
Alrighty, here we go, and we're taking the might of Ulthuan to the enemy with our siege towers, looking pretty good and trundling towards the enemy. The little eagles here almost look like they could be rams as well. Oh, and we got like spikes on the front of them as well. It's nice to observe the various towers and their construction and all that. Though I still think that they should have had weaponry upon them. Anyway, here we go. Obviously, we could have auto-resolved this particular fight because, well, having siege equipment makes it a lot easier for the auto-resolve. And, well... And generally speaking, as such an army, we might auto-resolve in the future, but again, I do like my sieges, and I certainly love watching units fight to take the walls, and you can rest assured that when the opportunity to build the rare siege towers arises, I will take it whenever possible. Or should I say, rest assured. Okay. I forgot what I was saying because I'm stupid. Anyway, here we go. The towers disgorge their cargo on top of the walls with the company of the Calendarian and making their great axe debut by hacking away at the Orc boys together with the Phoenix Guard. Obviously, we put our more elite units of infantry into the towers, rather than, for example, the spears, or at the very least those that do more damage. Our Phoenix has in the meantime taken out the enemy tower, but has actually suffered a fair bit of damage in doing so, while Tyrion has closed the distance with the enemy Lord, being a Black Orc big boss in this particular case. And granted, the Black Orc big boss is... already nearly destroyed here. And he did call for help with a bunch of boar boys and other boys and such. But it was just not enough. Also, gotta love that sword. Tyrion looks damn good in the darkest maps as well, just because we now have that spotlight on him. So we'll get plenty of great action shots over the course of the campaign with him, I'm sure. And actually, it looks pretty fantastic in the Curse of the Midnight Wind around him as well. In the meantime, the walls are rapidly falling in our favor, and in fact, it looks like this unit is pretty much done, and both the Keepers of the Flame and the Company of the Calendarian move to fight together with Tyrion. Gonna get a few more wakes of fire on the enemy with our Phoenix now back into the fray, and then we'll back it out just because the enemy loves focusing it down. Man, Tyrion definitely has some fancier attack animations, not staying in the saddle half the time. Okay, and of course you stop being fancy with it as soon as I call attention to it. But all good. By the looks of it, the battle is pretty much ours. The towers have done their work, letting the rest of our army approach. Our silver helms have charged through the open gate, which we broke down with our heroes. Didn't even really need the ram here. And now rear charge the last remaining boys that are still in the fight. Now it does look like there is another unit of orc boys here, one that our noble has been fighting and distracting while Tyrion went after the Black Orc big boss. But admittedly, low levels, or level 1 versus level 1 or whatever. I'm not sure I would trust the noble to win against the Black Orc big boss when surrounded by orc boys, generally speaking. Not that he has to hear, as with that, we plant our standard in the ground and reclaim this territory for Ulthuan. Or for the Phoenix King, I suppose. Anyway. Alrighty, there we go. A little bit of siege tower action for our early game, just because we otherwise probably wouldn't see it a lot. Phoenix did get hurt, but not by the enemy army this time, for once, but instead by the enemy tower, which we certainly didn't want firing upon our troops when they were on the walls, and thusly had to take it out from the air. Later on, if we put the noble on an eagle, he can serve that particular purpose and leave the eagle, the Phoenix rather, comparatively unharmed, I would hope. Anyway, we will also, I just probably am now thinking, want to maybe switch the Mage of the Heavens of this army eventually to a Fire Mage, but we shall see. Either way, 124 kills and 16k damage on the Keepers of the Flame. The Company of Calendarian debut with 8.4k damage as well, and doing solid work up on top of those walls, while Tyrion rode through the gates after battering them down and defeated the enemy Lord Akbar. Like so, giving us our second hello, Khaine's Ring of Fury. I like it. I like it a lot. You know who deserves Khaine's Ring of Fury? That's gotta be Tyrion.
Tyrion, heir of
Yes. Although, you will lose your Potion of Toughness, and you already have the flaming attacks. Huh, you know what? We'll give this to the Noble then. Because then that way they can both get flaming attacks, and if we had a Fire Mage with Kindle Flame, that would, you know, help that. Yeah. Altharian, you're gonna steal this, aren't you? Oh wow, you're suffering a lot of attrition. Hurricane! Yeah, okay, I can see why. Alright, I believe that's pretty much all that we can do this turn, other than building up the orchards here. We do also need to grow the place to the next tier before the Invocation of Asuryan runs out. I would also argue that the rally field is probably going to be a good investment very soon, as we will want Lother and Seaguard for Cadrill here.
I serve the Phoenix King.
We won't be able to afford them yet, but hopefully soon. We do double up on the ports here. Ooh, meaning we'll need Elven embassies aplenty, but frankly we'll need those everywhere. You can rebuild Lost Splendor immediately, and I do believe we are good to end the turn. I really don't want to pay 2.4k just to upgrade these two manors, but... actually, you know what? If we're going to use some money, maybe we'll go for cultural advancements instead. The income from trade tariffs being plus 15% is maybe better. And instead of spending the 2.4k to get plus 20 growth. We can spend 3k to get this. Depending on how soon we actually can upgrade these ports. Although, admittedly, the main one will also probably count. Anyway, I believe we can end the turn now. Tyrion, you're not rank 10, are you? Nope. Still not rank 10. You gotta rank 10ify, buddy. Also gotta pay attention to where these guys are gonna go. See if they try to reclaim the Shrine of Luik and thereby try to give it back to Ulthuan. Certainly a possibility. Now this is quite the annoyance, but hopefully it'll fix itself on turn. Please don't make us kill you. The annoying thing is that we have agreements with them, and we broke their friendliness with Nakari, so I don't really know why they're fighting each other. If you want us to join the war against... the Scourge of Khaine. Yeah, we're... decent likelihood we'll have to make our way up there very soon as well. Yeah, alright. And we're just plain going to need another army to stay here, deal with either Noctilus or the Beastmen or whoever else is down here. Hence the need for those Lothern Sea Guard. But fortunately, with the second province, we should be able to generate enough cash. Huh, is that a nearly full stack? Who is this? What is this? Oh, the Dread Fleet's back. Alright. Well, unless they peace out, I guess we are going to have to deal with them after all, though I fear that will mean leaving Krace out to dry. Because they're still dealing with Nakari. Though at the same time, if we can get Yvresse fighting Nakari, maybe they can keep them down together, potentially. By depriving Yvresse of the Orky enemy, assuming that Ulthuan isn't chasing these orcs down here. That might do it. We shall see. Alright, what do we have here? Battle Banner at the cost of 15 influence. This is a... not good enough banner. I am going to say no. I'm not wasting 15 influence on this. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent enough banner if you're stacking anti-leadership, but at the same time, it's probably not worth it right now. You are most likely trying to get Shrine of Asuryan or Angariel. And outpost construction, and Ulthuan is giving chase to them, which is kind of irritating. Herald of Mathland, campaign movement range. Huh, I was going to give you to Alistair. And there's that cultural advancements. I guess Cadrill, you can get the third one. This is our third Herald of Mathland. Yes, indeed it is. Alrighty. It looks, well, decent. You are then going to go back into archery prowess. And Convoy, you have one more turn. That'll be the deciding moment. Alright. Next up, you. -6, eh? You are not, I see. Huh, you're at war with Tyrion. Interesting. I'm willing to bet Ulthuan could take them down as well. Did you guys peace out yet? You did not. They'll like each other. A lot. You have nothing better to do than fight each other like idiots. Oh, did you just lose your main army to them too? Oh, wow, okay. Allies, incompetent allies. Join war against the Dread Fleet. 0-0. We could get him to do this and see what happens here. And yep, he did indeed take the Sea Corpse. Now the AI cheats when it grabs those, so it doesn't have to take damage, which is kind of irritating. Anyway, join the war. If you're down here anyway, and you're not going northward to Nakari, unfortunately we'll have to waste the turn going down here ourselves, because we can't trust that the AI will be competent enough to deal with this situation. So, in that light, we can march stance. How close can we get an ambush stance to potentially bait them going forward again? Not that close, but at the same time, I do wonder where you can actually land. Alright, go out here to Angariel. In ambush. Whoa. In ambush stance. Close as you can get, buddy.
My journey shall continue.
And we'll see where they go.
Not this time.
Then, Cadrill, you will need to be close by, because if Noctilus replaces this army and nothing happens here, we will want to make sure that you get his defeat trait. And Alistair, I'm going to say you're going to stay at Elisali for now. The reason being, if we need to move north, we may want to have a lord moving ahead of you. You're still alive, but not from, well, you still have military presence. Alright, we'll keep an eye on you. Diplomacy-wise, we are good to... Ooh, so close to trading with Cathik. How much money do you want for this? 343. It'll pay for itself in 3 turns. Yeah, do it. They probably would have done it in a turn or two anyway, but just get it up and running a little bit faster. Alrighty, next up we have building, which is going to be the vineyard. And since we're coming back here anyway, perhaps then we will invest in the rally field. Now that those are done, I guess, you know what, we'll still probably grab the manor. And then after we build the manor, we can switch to additional growth here so that we can bump up Ulthuan that little extra bit quicker. Skip, 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 and turn. I think I might have missed one of the reading blurbs. Maybe, maybe not. Ah, you took them out, good. But you did not advance towards Gouger Face Smasher. We'll see where he goes after this. I wonder if he'll go in here. I suppose if we're going this way, we could go through the inner rings of Ulthuan and head northward, take the Scourge of Khaine territory, go through Phoenix Gate, and appear on Nikari's other side, rather than going through Tori Vress. Granted, it will mean leaving Eltharion here and trusting him to deal with this, but if we also leave Cadril here, she could probably defend, especially if we use her to recruit a couple of things. Again, and also depending on what exactly Eltharion does. Really? Oh, he's going to stop our buildings from being constructed. But this is also the AI destroying itself because there's nothing else it can do. But also, why didn't it just do that at the Shrine of Loek? This is not the closest settlement. Hey, they completed their journey and they got the Black Staff, spell intensity and bound spell. Good. All right, I'm happy. Ambush foiled because of these jerk faces. Cadril. I'm gonna say we're immediately going to push you to attack Gouger because we can save time by moving out Tyrion this way. Gonna have to use more influence on these guys. I really would prefer not to attack them. We may even want to use some influence to keep them friendly with Vress. I don't want this guy going up here. And I know that we're using up a lot of resources just to keep these guys, you know, not dead, but I feel like A, Legendary Lord, and B, I mean, what's it called? RP purposes. Helm of Discord, nice find. Here becomes Legend, successful, good. Well, let's get that Helm of Discord. It's going to be much better than the Shield of Talos that you're using. And we can put this on you because you're going to be on an Eagle to help bring down towers. You can switch that Vortex Shard to the Black Staff. And I mean, this isn't horrible. You know, keep it for now. It might be a bit before we get another caster going. All right, Cadril, go here. Well, let's see if this guy runs. He shouldn't, in theory. Yes, all right. Auto-resolve this. And grab the additional influence and money, like so. All right, then you can sit in Lothern for a bit. Frankly, I was going to trade you a bunch of this stuff, but now that's not happening. You will then upgrade the manor and the manor, and we'll get another military convoy up and running under Ambassador to the ASUR-ED. I like it. Couple of War Dancers, couple of Glade Guard. Yeah, there's actually more Wood Elf units here than High Elf units. Still, neat little convoy. So we've been to Arnheim. There's Burgun, there's Bordelot, which is now owned by Beastmen. They're both 5 turns. Oh, Maragliano's 5 turns as well. This feels like it might be a little bit more dangerous, though. You know what? I feel like this goes too close to the Galleon's graveyard for now, so I'm going to say Bordelot, though, again, I don't like the fact that it's full of Beastmen, but give it a try like this. I hope Sloppy Crookshank is not there anymore, because he'll link this convoy if that's the case. No. No, I don't trust it. Sloppy Crookshank? Well, I don't see him right now. Does it mean he's not there? Tyrion. No islands in the inner sea here? Alas, doesn't look to be the case. Alright, fine, fair enough. We're going to Evershell. Like so. And Cadril, you will get ready to recruit some more stuff, including some Modern Seaguard for you. I wish they didn't cost so much to recruit, but it is what it is. We do want to also then switch you to growth. Oh, although if we recruit, we want to rally Citizen Militia. You know what, let's go rally Citizen Militia. We'll build you a couple of units, and then we'll swap them out after. You can also get Root Marcher. And Alistar, I guess you don't need to be here anymore, meaning you can proceed towards Angariel, like so, and then follow Tyrion.
traveling.
Are we safe here? I don't think there's anybody that can attack us here, so yeah, maybe we're safe. Alright, go follow Tyrion for now. Until we can get the White Lion building, I mean. Alright, looks good to me. Convoys, diplomacy check real quick, but it looks like we're good. Oh! Dreadfleet wants to peace out with us now. How much money? 2.6k. Might actually be worth it. We've set other High Elves to fight them, and it'll probably be more than 10 turns before we're back here because we have to go north and fight Nikari. Alright, fine. Peace out with them. Do it. And then we'll do another... Until Ulthuan's lifeblood is spent and the world they cherish lies bare before the predation of the hungering gods, the ASUR shall never suffer covenant with chaos. That's not chaos. In fact, chaos hates the undead more than they hate the living. The aversion is massive because the undead are anathema to chaos, so... Typical elves. Anyway. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, another little mini courtly intrigue. Though... Military presence still okay. Ooh, you've lost Alicia, though. This place is not under siege. I really want to see what's going on over here. We're trying to get to Nikari as fast as we can. I'm just wondering whether we want to pop off like a bonus garrison for them. But this thing is kind of a trash garrison, and getting them out of there is also probably not the best choice. Also, unless I'm mistaken... This can also be used next turn to recruit at the same time. Yeah, so I switched you to recruiting, yes? Yes. And then we'll use that thing as well and recruit some stuff at high rank. Frankly, if we had kept Tyrion there, we could have recruited the... we could have recruited ships' companies at max rank, I think. Well, we'll see if he comes back. He's going to be busy in the north for a while, so we're probably going to have to ferry troops to him. Outpost, and I believe we're ending the turn. Like so. Let's see what happens. Also, did we do the defensive alliance with Ulthuan? Because if we did, we can use our allegiance to maybe tell him to... Oh, you know what I should have told him to try and occupy Galleon's graveyard first. But all good, in 10 turns we'll just redeclare war on them. Man, the plan really changed between this episode and the last episode. Also... The Bleak Holds are bleak holding and are still around, rather than Astankia. Though admittedly, the Elven colony at Arnheim is one that we would potentially want as well. Certainly something to think about. Oh, we're also going to need to invest in Caranthal in this location, and we'll need an entertainment building because the public order here ain't so great. Just something to keep in mind, Ruinous. Thanks, Ruinous. I got your back, bud. Anyway, let's keep moving here. Technology researched, good. Alright, unlocked Invocation of Vol. Should be popped whenever it's on cooldown, but we need a little bit of cash right now. War declared between the Doom Legion and Oslan. Good for... Hello? Okay, I thought I accidentally trapped Tyrion in the vortex, and... Yep. Somewhat concerning if that was the case. You guys still at war?
Guardian of the Phoenix.
Would you please peace out?
If I must.
Intrigue at court. Thaffery. Avalorn. How's make peace? It's only gone from 500 to 490? Really? Alright, one more time. Improve relations. Plus 40. A little better. Okay, what about Thaffery and Everess? Hate to be wasting all our influence on these idiots. If this guy wasn't a legendary lord, I would have let him die. Maybe. Again, RP-wise, maybe not. I don't know. Technology. Go for Light of Thilmar Armory. I want the armor for everybody, all the infantry units, and the speed. Alright, Tyrion. I would like to select you. Then I would like to...
Defender of the Everqueen.
I guess join the war here. Against the Scourge of Khaine. For your money, it'll weaken you a little bit, but hopefully it won't be an issue. Yeah, just do it.
The time is now.
You're an inner ring faction, so you should be safe. Oh, we didn't do the defense balance with Sappho. Let's do that. I want the vision from them as well.
Sail that
Alright, later on in the campaign when we have other territories I might return, if depending on Confederation, might return south the rest of them. I'll think about it. Anyway, need to get the heck out of here. Their military presence, they're gonna have a full stack up and running very quickly, guy. Come on. I somewhat regret sending you out there. Either way, I would like Tyrion land at Evershale. I like so. Hopefully you can attack it from this side. I guess we're about to find out. Yes, you can. And there's a nice little Dark Elven force here that we probably can't waste our time auto-resolving or waste our HP auto-resolving. You can land hopefully right here and reinforce, or maybe even here. Hopefully. Don't screw me on this. Go, go, go. And let's do the recruit thing while we're at it. Alright, good. Then we have switched to the recruitment bonuses. Yes, then we will go for Champion of Ulthuan. We will go lead by experience. Recruit rank +3 for all units for you. Yes.
Your service is rewarded.
Imperative issued. Thank you, thank you. Now, our Lothern Sea Guard are recruited at rank 7 to start the day, which is quite nice. Let's get the 3 shielded variants to start. And a couple of the non-shielded variants, which do a little bit more damage. Like so, and then we'll fill the rest up with Illyrian Reavers and Archers. Actually, speaking of, I'd really like to actually get Illyrian Reavers. But alas, not the case right now. We will also want to... yeah, we'll build some more Archers here. I was going to punt the ones in Tyrion's army into this army, but we don't have capacity for other Lothern Sea Guard, so we'll need to get as many of them as possible right now. Then Archers and Illyrian Reavers, we can always punt units to other armies. Anyway, I believe that's all we can do this turn. Really not much to it. Alright, so then we will attack Evershale. Oh wow, we are rapid. Yeah, we're kind of out of time. Okay, we'll do one more battle. And just go.
Sons and daughters of Ulthuan, be ready! Gird your souls! Let them come! To battle!
Alrighty, here we go. Now the enemy only has a 3/4 stack compared to our full stack, but still not to be underestimated, with 6 enemy range units amongst their ranks, the same number of range units as ours. And frankly, their range units are better than ours due to the shields and the armor piercing that they have, so we do still very much have to be wary. The enemy is going to start the battle by sending its harpies as usual into our High Elven archers to tie them up, but pretty much fails as the archers pincushion the incoming harpies, and our units of silver helms charge them real quick. The banners meet. Ooh, I like that sort of, what do you call this? Like burnt orange and gold that we've got here on this banner. That's pretty nice. Speaking of pretty nice, we have the Ring of Khaine, or whatever it was, with that bound convocation of... Fiery Ring of Khaine or something, whatever. The fiery convocation hitting 2 dark shards, which were nicely lined up for us, and basically deleting them both. Oh, it is fiery convocation. I was right. Alright. I'm surprised and impressed at myself. Anyway, and the rest of the battle continues. And again, while this isn't a gigantic fight, we've been fighting orcs for this entire dang episode, and it's about time that we washed our hands of stinking orc blood and, well, spill some blood of our dark cousins instead. Or our dark kin, I believe the High Elves call them. Though I still like it when the Dark Elves yell Druki at the start of every battle. I don't think the High Elves have anything quite as good. It's just so simple. It also works for Kislev when your units just say Kislev, but yeah. Anyway, not important. What is important is that the bounce power is rapidly shifting in our favor. Druki now eating arrow after arrow to the back as we move our ship's company away, and I believe that was the last unit still in the fight. Alrighty, and even the standard bearer is running away. Oh wow, that's a big sort of, well, probably not that heavy. You can probably poke somebody with that pretty well, I would imagine. Anyway, with that, the first of the Scourge of Khaine flee, and we will look to destroy them and make a northern Ulthuan safe as quick as possible. Lovely.
Defend Ulthuan!
Alright, there we go. Got ourselves a Freed Lion standard. Alright, we can certainly put that to good use on somebody. I mean, in theory, we'll want to probably give a bunch of these to either one of the Lion armies, but for now, it'll serve its purpose here. And give it to the Silver Helms. Or maybe the Company of the Calendar. I'll think about it. Either way, nice little fight against the Dark Elves. Funnily enough, we actually maybe took more damage by virtue of keeping the Phoenix back this time. Noted not doing like the 30,000 damage or whatnot that it usually did, but we did get that nice Convocation of Asuryan, or whatever it's called, that spell. And 20,000 damage, probably somewhere around 15k really on the Noble, or maybe somewhere around 18k. Very, very nice, basically deleting 2 units of Dark Shards. Lovely. Scourge of Khaine, no more territory in the inner portion of the donut, or the inner ring there. You are hopefully going to be safe, and we need to move towards Silostra, Toranlek, and Nikari. However, we will have to do so next time, as we are very much out of time at this point, and I am going to have to call this episode here. Either way, pretty fun episode. We got ourselves a bunch of fights with, well, admittedly still relatively small fights, but it's the super early game. It's turn 12. What do you expect? I'm hoping that the situation with these idiots will resolve itself, and we won't have to waste any more influence on them, and that these guys won't fight anybody else. Might even have to get them friendlier with somebody here. They just really need to peace out with these guys, or maybe if we could just get them to also declare war on, like, Scourge of Khaine or Nikari or somebody. Huh, you are willing to fight the Scourge of Khaine, do that. At least for now. Mutual enemies and all that. I hope that it isn't scripted that they attack these guys and then they refuse to peace out in the same way that they refuse to betray the... well, they no longer have the agreements with Nikari. That at least worked out. I guess we'll see, but we'll see next time. Plus, we will see next time, as we will be sending the Sea Guard and Archer army out fast as we can get it out there. You gotta make use of that Ardent trait and maybe keep an eye on getting another one. Anyway, more Tyrion to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. I may very well do a double episode relatively soon. Maybe we'll do a engagement threshold, but I'll talk about it next time. So stay tuned. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.